I'm glad I did this. I need to hot glue this one more in, and I need better hot glue apparently.
I'm alone, baby. One shot, you be gone in the moment, baby. Who knew that that would be gorgeous, baby? Can't show no love to the heartless, baby. I'm alone, baby. One shot, you be gone in the moment, baby. Who knew shit would be this crazy? I wanna pray, but he won't save me. I'm alone, baby. One shot, you be gone in the moment, baby. Who knew that that would be gorgeous, baby? Can't show no love to the heartless, baby. I'm alone, baby. One shot, you be gone in the moment, baby. Who knew shit would be this crazy? I wanna pray, but he won't save me. From the Lord, baby. Life so hot, we can hear the sound. We so used to someone dying. Funerals got people lying. Worry you when people whining. Tears dry, but you crying. I hear you scream inside. I got demons and they smelling. Yeah, I know, but I can't go. Where were you when people left me all alone? I can trust a nigga or a bitch at all. Man, you shoulda known. Yeah, you shoulda known. Baby, who knew that that'd be gorgeous, baby? Can't show no love to the heartless, baby. I'm alone, baby. One shot, you be gone in the moment, baby. Who knew shit would be this crazy? I wanna pray, but he won't save me. I'm alone. Just baby, can't show no love to the heartless, baby. I'm alone, baby. One shot, you be gone in the moment, baby. Who knew shit would be this crazy? I wanna, he won't save me. I'm a Inglewood, baby. Talk TV Live Roundtable. I am one of your hosts, fella T.
Talk TV.
We live. We waiting on another host.
We in the building.
We're in the building. I ain't even put no topics in. You got
I'm
topics?
trying not to do too much talking.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Do I have topics?
Andy,
I got topics. We got topics tonight, y'all.
I got time tonight. Go ahead.
We got a little time tonight. You know, we got some things going on.
What's the latest and the greatest? What's going on? What's the latest and greatest? What's going on?
Well, apparently, the mayor in Portland got tear gas. Was out protesting with the protesters. That's what I'm gonna call them. I was trying to decide if I was gonna call them anarchists.
There you go. What state was this?
So he was out. Go ahead.
What city was this? I'm sorry.
This is in Portland.
Portland, okay.
This is in Portland. So, allegedly, according to the mayor, who was boots on the ground in the protest with the protesters, prior to the riots and the fires the other evening in Portland, they were peacefully protesting and they were gassed.
Wow.
The mayor happened to be standing behind what they are calling a front line of moms.
Get the fuck out of here.
There was a line of mothers protecting the mayor, and they tear gassed them.
Mothers included.
Naturally, the people got pissed off. Mothers first.
Mothers first, excuse me. They were
mothers first. To tear gas. They were tear gassed and they were maced. He got maced too, but they talk more about tear gas. So even though they just discussed for 2 or 3 weeks straight how tear gas is a war tactic that's actually banned in war at this time, and it's outlawed to be used against citizens since the second or third week of the Black Lives Matter protests, because these are secret police they get to use tear gas and rubber bullets still and other projectiles. Because, you know,
and when you say secret, what is that mandated for the whole country? Everybody's getting these secret police?
allegedly, what's being said is that if the violence in these protests or if the violence in certain cities are not placed under control, then the secret police will be dispatched. The problem is that's illegal. You cannot dispatch federal officers to the streets of America without the specified request, not approval, request of the governor.
Which I'm guessing they don't have.
Yet they're there. No. At least not in several of the cities that they're claiming they're going to go to. They are claiming to go to Chicago. They are claiming to go to Albuquerque. They are prepared to go to New York City and allegedly several cities. But they do not have permission to. That's how they got kicked out of where were they? Was that Atlanta they got kicked out of? Oh, it's fleeting my mind. You remember the governor just had kicked, that might have been, no, that was Washington. That was just in Washington.
It was.
They kicked the federal, they kicked the National Guard out. We have Third Amendment clause that states that if they do try to send those officers into our cities, we can deny them housing.
Whoa. I want to know
where they cannot be housed in cities. So even if they do come, yeah, that Third Amendment, baby. Third Amendment. They cannot, if they are denied, you have the right to not house them. That is including but not limited to hostels, hotels, friends' house, any regular old citizens, Airbnbs, Venmo, whatever. Is it Vimo? I'm trying not to say Venmo because Venmo is funny. Yeah. So the Vimo that do housing rentals.
This is crazy. It's over.
If they don't get the proper approval, they can ship all them soldiers in here and nowhere for them to sleep.
To pivot back towards the is it the mayor of Portland?
Yes, the mayor of Portland is the one that got tear gas. The governor wasn't out there.
What's going on now?
Peep this. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So he did that, and then he went on record to tell everybody that there's absolutely nothing that was done to provoke tear gas being used. He saw nothing. He saw nothing in the crowd. He saw nothing in either direction that would warrant the use of tear gas. So he was disgusted. He was, angry, all of those things that a mayor is supposed to be if he's out and about and he sees the citizens who elected him, who pay his bills, getting tear gas for just standing, which is a natural American right.
What was his action behind it?
Trump goes on to say he can't really act behind it. He went home, choked up a little bit, had his eyes burned, stood in front of the protesters and told them, stood in front of them and explained to them what he felt and whatnot, what have you. To my knowledge, they are supposed to be putting something in place through legislation there in Portland because of that, with them either removing those police, the special police, or with them banning the tear gas. Wow. But it hasn't been done yet. So as of right now, he hasn't done anything.
But make a statement saying that they was 100% wrong in what they did. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know.
What say they were 100% wrong in what they did.
If we made Pretty Nerd the mayor of Portland today, what would be first thing implemented?
it would be a list. It would be for a lot of first things. A lot of things will have to happen because Portland is one of those cities that's still in an uproar of mass proportions when it comes to Black Lives Matter. So number one, you have to restore faith in not necessarily the law, but in the leadership. So the first thing that I would definitely do as far as physically is going out into the streets with the people. I think it is important that they see not so much of whether or not you support what they're fighting for as much as that they see that you're willing to communicate, listen, and have those important discussions with the people and not just the representatives. Because a lot of times you have people that is all up in arms because it's a part of the trend. And if you ask them what they want, they don't know how to verbalize it. A lot of the people out there have not talked to any leaders. Now, Portland is a different case because they did a big roundup, I want to say maybe a week or so ago, at their ground zero. This is how they're keeping somebody there 24 hours a day because they publicly discussed it. They all sat around, whoever had the bullhorn, and at the bullhorn said, I will be here from such and such time until such and such time. Is there anybody that's willing to stay with me? The crowd decided who was going to stay. They went on through that process, and then they started listing the things that they want, and they discussed it as a crowd. We will not leave until these things have happened. Aside from just going out there and hearing what happened or hearing what's happening, I feel like it's very important for leadership to discuss with the American people firsthand exactly what happens. 9 times out of 10, the people that are protesting are regular, average Americans, which means or breaks down into what? They're not really watching C-SPAN. And C-SPAN is where C-SPAN and certain other channels are the ones that record directly from the Congress floor. Right or wrong, talk?
True.
Fella?
I mean, I said true, yeah.
Right. So there are stations. Yeah, we got the lag, so I'll be trying to wait, because it's a little lag in the sound right now. So the average American does not know their rights, do not know how laws are passed, do not understand the process in which that these laws or legislation has to be put into place and how they word it. They don't understand and they don't know. The length of what people understand about legislation usually dies out after you're done with social studies in 8th grade. The majority of Americans are not watching C-SPAN. They're watching CNN. They're watching MSNBC. They're watching CSNBC. They're watching Cliff Notes of what has happened. It's not a lot of leadership, if any, that's being elected, that's explaining to people, tell you what they're going to do. They don't tell you how long it's going to take to get it done.
They don't. I wanted to ask.
They don't explain the fight of the powers that be.
I get that. I wanted to ask those people that's watching those big box brands, are they unable to participate in civics? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't feel like they're unable to participate in civics. I feel like the information is limited because you're being spoon-fed by somebody who has a directive. The problem with watching Cliff Notes and watching the media deliver these messages is that a lot of times the media has a narrative that they are looking to fill already. So Democratic TV stations are looking to fill the narrative that everything is falling apart. Republican-run stations are looking to fill the notion that everything is going perfectly fine and everything else that's going on is fake outrage and it's overblown or over-exaggerated. When you get to the non-biased channels or the independent channels, then the thing is everybody's fucked up. Everybody is dangerous. Everybody's going to kill us and vote. But who the hell do we vote for? Just vote.
I want to throw
but
Mr. Witt in.
All of it is limited. Hey, Mr. Witt.
What's the word, Charlie?
I want to throw him in. I asked Pretty Nerd if we was to make her mayor today, what would be the first thing she implement? I'm gonna ask you the same question. If Mr.
Repeat that.
If you were to become mayor today, what would be the first thing you implement as policy?
A reconstruction of, I ain't gonna say I started at City Hall, like the reconstruction of City Hall, who I got appointed to what, you know what I'm saying, part agency, or not agency, but what department, and just basically starting from there. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody says it always comes from the power up or the next level up. So if that's like the starting point, it would be at City Hall. Then after that, I would go for the school reform. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody think, I don't know, the first choice would be police, but I think that would be taken care of in the departments, you know, at City Hall. But I would start there, and then after that, I'll go with school reform. Like, what are we teaching our kids? You know what I'm saying? As far as the equal rights and a better potential for each kid, you know what I'm saying? And if we start from both angles, I think we'll meet, you know, in the middle at a common ground, you know, and just basically appoint certain people with a different outlook and not, you know, a selfish outlook to, you know, oversee a lot of shit.
Where we getting these pool of people from?
I guarantee you it's somebody in that office that will be a better fit for their boss's job, you know. You know, for real, you know what I'm saying? Because it be the people that do the,
in your opinion.
And how are we vetting these people?
What you say?
She was saying, how are you vetting?
I said, and how are we vetting these people?
Yeah.
How am I vetting?
I'm gonna stop my camera so my butt don't be all in the camera. I'm packaging up these cups. Sorry, y'all.
I mean, it would be a strenuous first 5 months, man. I would have to be like on point with everybody. Everybody would have to meet up with me every day. Every time that you, as far as the hiring process, what are the duties of the job? How are you prepared? It's just not, I don't think it's just an easy question. I mean, an easy question to answer, but I would start there, man. I would like, you know, it's a lot of people I think that's in power that shouldn't be, bro. Bottom line. You know what I'm saying? And it's somewhere along the line as they get old, like, I guess, hold the position for so long, I think what they started out to do never end up being what they end up doing. You know what I'm saying?
Is it a personal thing, or you think the system in whole makes you say, okay, I can't change everything. Let me just try to get some money and do my.
I don't think it's just that simple. I think it's more so people being offered so much bullshit. Being offered so much bullshit just to move forward. Like, okay, if that's what you're gonna do, I got this for you, and it'd be hard to say no to that shit, especially when you ain't never seen it. So if you're pure at heart, then things will change. And these are the people that I need to be up there, the ones that can't be shaken with bribery and offering and a better position for self. Somebody that's selfless, but at the same time stands for something.
No, I'm with you. I just want to know, like, what does that look like now in 2020? Do those people exist? Can we find them?
They just working. Them the ones that's on the ground.
Come on.
Them the ones that's doing the shit that most people promise to do.
I don't know, Mr. Witt. I was with you for a second. I was with you for a minute.
Talk about it.
I mean, like,
there's a saying that the old saying goes, everybody has a price.
Yeah, but what you
Those
it's just
don't
like
have a dollar price. The price is their life.
It's just like how they say ISIS is, right? How you kill, or how you gonna threaten somebody to change their beliefs when they'll kill themselves to kill you? So that means if they don't hold all that shit that we hold, the monetary gain, the value, and they're in a position to make a righteous decision, I'm not gonna say that person ain't out there, because it's people that's proven throughout history that we have those. It's just they be the ones that do the low, the groundwork, the lowest part of the totem pole. Be good, genuine, loving, nice, compassionate people, but disciplined to the point where they'll be a manager or some shit, and instead of calling them by their name,
because they know the pressure that comes with it.
Right, but like that woman that be working and she a supervisor, and people don't even call her by her name. They say mama or some shit. It's just like these people do exist. It's just that they at the bottom, but people, the powers that be, keep them there because they gonna need them. When the mayors and all that go, you start to see the church when they start to run for re-election or election. You start to see the first people they go to is the preachers. I wonder why. No, for real, because they know they the ones that's doing all the groundwork. They know they the ones that's there, and they can relate. The people can relate to them fast.
I have an unpopular opinion about that.
Go spit it.
I believe that they go to the preachers first because the preachers are the what's the word I'm looking for? If we are to call everybody sheep, then who is the shepherd of the sheep that they want to have led into the proper direction?
And not only that, they speak to this
congregation. That's why they talk to the pastors
every Sunday.
Yeah, but that's what I say. The people that's on the ground, even though they might not be the righteous person, but they respect it and they listen to because they're right there with the people, and they have the charisma. It's just like, I think every 20 years things change, and you're gonna have those that fight for a righteous cause and do righteous things. The only thing is, if they're not corrupted, they're scared to speak up because the life expectancy of those people are very, 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 very small. It's like, if you're in the forefront, it's a lot of people that's not gonna like what you say, and if you change that, they're not eating like they used to. So now you're a target. So you got to start from the top and know and not be afraid of what comes with it. And that means change is gonna come regardless. They might come and change it back, but once the people see that it can be done, now you got a problem. That's just me. That's my opinion.
I'm with that. If you want to go pivot to another subject,
I like to revisit the Tory Lane and what's her name?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Do you believe that? Do you believe, because now it's stuff coming out saying that she was domestic abusing him, even though I don't think that's the proper way to say it, but I was trying not to say she whooped his ass.
That's speculation though. We can't confirm it, but yeah, I was talking to Pretty Nerd about that before we went live. Like shit, since we speculating on her.
What if it is?
Go ahead.
But what if it is? What if he did shoot her? Because she about 6 something, man. Dude's about like 45.
Damn near 200 pounds, yeah. Shit.
If it is true, then she wrong, and she have her ass in jail for domestic violence, just like any other man and woman situation where a man is beating on a woman and she shoot him out of self-defense. If it's self-defense.
If it's something, I feel like there's a lot of doubt in that. I don't know why. Do you doubt that? Do you think it's not true? More so than you think it is true? I'm just asking because you probably share the opinion of a lot of other women.
It's not that I doubt that it's true. I do believe there is a possibility that she probably was whooping on him, but at the same time, because one of them is speaking, I don't want to make the same mistake that a lot of bloggers and other newscasters make by just jumping to the conclusion and sticking to it and being wrong and strong. I want to leave that allegedly there just in case it's anything different.
Well,
Because they could have been fighting over the gun. She might have. It could have been.
Well, let's back up, right? Let's back up then, because let's just put all the speculations together. We're gonna just put all the allegations, alleges, all that together, right? So alleged, he's in somebody else's face, she's jealous. Can you see that as a real scenario or not?
If I'm gonna be honest with you. Hold on, guys. My bad, guys. I had a phone call. Sorry. Oh, okay. So what I was saying is it's absolutely possible. Absolutely see there being a possible jealous stint, because this is the makings of a jealousy situation. It's not only possible that Meg was getting jealous of another woman, it's possible that Tory was getting jealous of Meg, because Meg is a flirt and Meg keep niggas on. According to her.
I feel it. I feel that more so. If I'm speculating, I think that's more so true. I think he.
If we're speculating,
syndrome.
Right, so now let's put this. Yes. Okay. Now let's continue y'all with this. Right. Meg frequently talks about being promiscuous and having multiple men. Repertoire whenever the fuck she feels like it, to call whenever she needs to, right?
Exactly. So,
number one, what right does she have to even be jealous if somebody was looking and talking to him?
You said
when she's all promiscuous and out here with multiple people, what reason? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. You think she doesn't have any reason to be jealous at all? Because she's a flirtatious person.
I'm not saying that she doesn't. No. I'm going to the speculative side. I'm still speculating on the side of the short men. I'm still speculating on that end. So, based on the personality traits that she has given us and the characteristics that she has given us, she doesn't appear to be an insecure person.
Okay.
I would almost be more inclined to believe that he was jealous before I was to believe that she was jealous, is what I'm trying to say. Based on their histories.
No. We're going live? We're going live.
My fault. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Okay. So, based on their history and all of the things that we do know, because everything, we don't really know too much. Neither one of them are talking about the situation. The girl in the car ain't talking about the situation. I'm kind of mad at the police for having the poor girl get on the ground and spread her legs towards them with her ass pointed out like they just wanted to see some coochie. Oh, nasty motherfuckers. But when Meg got out the car, Megan was damn near naked. She was damn near naked than a motherfucker. They had the sensor on her booty the whole goddamn time she was getting out the car. So, how are you fighting half-ass naked?
I know it's that drunk, man. Everybody, Kylie Jenner started some shit.
Right. I just wanted to play this clip.
Y'all want to hear unpopular. You want to hear an unpopular opinion.
I think this video was done either that day or the day before. I want to play this.
Live. We have to come kill the streets for 5 minutes. You said what? Okay. Troy, don't get my phone wet.
That look like girlfriend shit. That look like they together. I don't know. What y'all think?
I mean,
that sounds like.
I mean, she didn't look like she was together with a couple people.
Hey,
they caught her with. Remember when they caught her with G-Eazy? Remember they caught her all kissed up with G-Eazy.
She got mad because dude was.
She'd have been caught looking real lovey-dovey with a lot of niggas. She was rocking with Moneybagg Yo for a minute.
Look, man, I think she caught old girl trying to do that get out shit on dude, and it sent up.
She called her with what you say?
You felt like she was trying to say.
She came to the pool. That bitch had a cup of tea with a spoon, and she knew it was something wrong then, man. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm with that.
And Tori was talking back to her. I'll tell y'all what it was. It ain't had nothing to do with nobody looking at him. It ain't had nothing to do with no jealousy type of shit. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what it happened. Okay, now this is my speculation. Here go my side of the story. Okay, what had happened was they was drunk, hanging out. They hopped in the car to go get another drink. Get in the car, and Tori said something out of pocket or said something that Meg didn't like. So Meg probably told him, nigga, shut the fuck up. And he looked at her with his short man syndrome and said, bitch, who the fuck you talking to? And she looked at him and said, motherfucker, I'm talking to you. And Tori said, bitch, don't no hoes talk to me like that. Exactly. And Meg said, I ain't none of these other hoes you ever fucked with. You will not be talking to me like that. When I tell you to shut the fuck up, you just simply shut the fuck up. Because I'll get out this motherfucker and go to the crib. I don't got to be in the car with you. And Tori said, bitch, I wish you would get out this motherfucking car playing and being petty and shit. We supposed to be going to the motherfucking liquor store. We going to the motherfucking liquor store. I don't know who you been fucking with, but you don't be talking to me like that, motherfucker. And she slapped him, and he slapped her ass back. They got to tussling and rustling and flussling, you know what I'm saying? And he probably went to reaching, and she said, what you reaching for? And as they was fighting for the gun, she got shot. Bang.
That was the story.
That was the story.
That was the story. That makes sense.
This was Black Love.
Look. I agree with everything up to the last part, man. I think they was fighting. And she was getting the best of that little motherfucker, and he had to reach for the strap. Yeah, he like, bitch, I'm a rapper. I can't get on Twitter tomorrow and say I got my ass whooped by Megan Thee Stallion. Bomb. That's what it was, man.
Let me tell y'all. Let me point something out. And this is why I believe Mr. Witt. Whenever there's a domestic dispute that where the woman could have possibly started the fight or won the fight, they never release the mugshot immediately.
Right or wrong. Yeah.
Chris Brown mugshot took days to come out, and I thoroughly believe Rihanna whooped his ass first. I thoroughly believe Rihanna was fucking him up before he said, bitch, did I tell you stop hitting me?
Yeah,
I told you stop putting your hands on me.
These bitches be having brothers and shit that trained them at a young age.
You talking about brothers and shit?
Hell yeah. You hit a nigga in the throat. If you can't breathe, you can't fight. Now try it on me.
Hell no.
No, but the point is, the question is, the reason why I actually brought it all up is how many men can be patient enough to actually take a punch? See, people be like, man, that was a female, but you fail to realize some of these thick ass girls ain't just thick at the bottom, man. These bitches be having big ass backs. You feel me? They be having Michael Tyson backs, and that right hand lead probably broke your shit. Now, how much discipline do you have to say I still don't hit girls? No, I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it. No. How many people can just take that shit? Then when you haul off and break a fucking jaw, now you in trouble.
You're definitely in trouble, baby. And we are not advocating.
Here's the other thing, because
I ain't gotta say we advocate, but shit, I done seen some women beat some niggas' ass, man.
We ain't advocating, but it's so many. Yeah, and I've seen it on all different sides. So now let's take another look at the situation for what it could have been. What if what if Megan didn't throw the first punch? What if Tory did what most short niggas do when it comes to fighting with a woman that's bigger than him and just went to choking the shit out of her before she could even punch him?
And he ain't know he was hitting the
and
savage.
Then she had to break his motherfucking nose. What if she had to bust
the bitch told you she was a savage in the song, and you stole on the wrong one. Man, that bitch probably hit his ass with a UFC elbow. Shit. And he swerved the call, girl in the back seat.
She just talk about being disrespectful. She ain't never talk about hitting a nigga. And the reason why I bring that up is because she had talked about a situation that she was in where she ended up going to jail for fighting with a dude.
Wow.
But the dude hit her.
He didn't read the resume. See why everybody
he beat the shit out of her.
Everybody tripping on Tory.
They were both. So they both failed.
Stalker vibes, no thanks.
Hey, everybody worried about Tory and Megan, man. But ain't nobody really talked about the girl in the back seat other than when she spread her legs. I think she had a lot to do with that shit too. Damn, you just gonna let her toast you like that, fool? You know what I'm saying?
Right, gassing it up, right?
Yeah, she probably was back there drunk, instigating like a motherfucker. She was probably drunk, instigating, laughing and shit when she said, "Shut the fuck up, nigga." Bitch, what you laughing at?
And this is the reason why Twitter.
I'm laughing at you, nigga. She just told you to shut the fuck up.
Listen, and all these scenarios that we just brought up is the reason why Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram starts a lot of bullshit. Because everybody comes to their own conclusion, right? In the end.
That's why I keep.
How do you feel it? How do you, in the end, a woman did get shot? I still ain't seen no bullet wounds or nothing, no cast or nothing. But if it did happen the way it is, a woman got shot by a man. Now, people look at, men beaters and people that do shit to kids is no room for y'all on this planet, but you steady hooking up with these women that tell you where they from. You know where they from. You know how they get down.
So you blaming the guy? You blaming the guy?
Yeah, man. Hey, look, man. You know what you pick. Just like a woman that constantly goes back to the man that beats on her. She knows because the friends is telling her, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she still go back. So she picked that.
Yeah.
For real. But it go both ways. Like I say, I ain't gonna put nobody.
Meg knew she was dealing with a short man that have issues. Y'all listen to that man last.
So why you getting on the midgets?
Did you listen to the female that did the diss track on Tory?
Hold on, why is you getting on the midgets?
Midget. I said she knew who she was messing with too. I'm agreeing with you.
No, I'm just look.
People know
I'm cracking though because you just said that short man syndrome 2 times.
Yeah, she didn't hit it.
Hey,
she said that shit 2 times.
I ain't gonna hold. I done been listening. I done heard a lot of diss tracks that say that Tory walk around with the Napoleon complex. I'm speaking on what I heard. I ain't talking about him actually having short man syndrome because he's short. I'm talking about what people in the industry has said about his character. The nigga got short man syndrome. He got Napoleon complex.
Hey man, he was quick. He was quick.
I heard that too.
He was quick. He was quick to reach for that pole, man. You got to look at it, man. Just all I'm saying is, look at dude. He's short as fuck, man.
Don't do that. Hey, I want to read from Mr.
But they was in the car. She ain't that much bigger sitting down. God damn, they was in the car. Come on,
Nah,
now,
she big as
y'all. Come
hell.
on, man.
She big as hell. 6'1", over 6 feet ain't big to you.
Not sitting down. She ain't that damn big.
Yeah, okay. Them
She,
hands was
first of all,
hurting.
she's
Trying to tell
5'10".
you.
She's not 6'5".
That's my
Them
top.
hands was
She's
hurting.
5'10". She ain't no 6'5". Well,
Whatever.
I
Them
bet
hands
you
was
them
hurting.
hands was hurting. Hell yeah, you hit a nigga in the right spot. You hit anybody in the nose and it hurt. If you hit
We got
anybody in the nose, it's gonna hurt.
we got
You probably looked at old
You
girl
bring
in the back. She like, what the fuck? Oh, no.
Bitch, what you laughing at? I'm laughing.
Oh, no,
Your ass to the nose.
Y'all silly.
we got
I got your punch to the nose, bitch.
and I want to read it. It says, I think, to be honest, this was some local shit that once again spilled in the public. But wait, it wasn't supposed to be that serious. Because when we enjoy these artists that rap, that subculture, the code, but yet how is the public surprised? Do we agree? How is the public surprised?
But it's not the surprising part. It's just
the public is surprised because
talk about it. And
didn't
that's
know
why
that
I
they were
said when
sleeping
we
around
first
to the point that
he followed up with I shoot up chapels and Lord House every
but
day.
everybody, you gotta
Definitely is real. I believe. Okay, brother. Leave that one alone. But yeah, that's real, man.
real shit though.
I mean, there's contrary to popular belief, there actually is not a lot of domestic violence that happens within the hip hop community that becomes public. We do have some instances, you know, you had your Bow Wow incidents with his girls, you had your Rihanna incident, you got this incident, but it's not too many people I can name all. I ain't got nothing to do with they height. You take that for Jesus.
Shit, it's a conspiracy. It's a CON conspiracy.
Besides, Chris Brown not short. Chris Brown is pretty goddamn tall. Chris Brown is the nigga that's 6'5".
And he's like the face of this entertainment domestic shit, huh?
I don't know. I think they jumped on him because he was
unfortunately, and I don't feel like that was fair to him. I don't feel like that was fair to him. Them island girls be crazy and they be ready to slap the shit out you. And I don't know how I'm with Mr. Witness sense of how many times those motherfuckers hurt you before you lose your damn mind.
You're not gonna hit me no more.
I think I detect a little generalization. I think she said them island girls. Now let me stop fucking with you. But on the serious,
that's definitely a generalization. I definitely generalized that with them island girls. Yeah. Rihanna say, bitch, better have my money. Y'all should know me well enough. That means he has the character that goes off on people on the right.
I think what attracts you to a person might come back to bite you in the ass.
So
real shit.
Is that the
Rihanna
solution?
said, please don't call me on my bluff.
Fix who we like, and we can stop domestic violence in the world.
Absolutely not. The cure to domestic violence is therapy. People have to recognize that they have anger problems in order to stop domestic violence. Before to thine own self be true.
What's up to Brazil?
I think the cure is.
You said
I think the cure is basically.
It's the best steps. What up, Brazil? What up? What up?
What's up?
I think the cure is your 2 feet.
I don't think there's carbon.
He said your 2 feet. So leaving is the ultimate cure to.
Hey man, that's the cure. That's the cure right there, man.
I want to give you a scenario. If
a person is not trying to harm you or your family.
I think it's a little deeper than that.
Yeah, it's a little deeper than that, Mr. But nah, just walk away.
No, it ain't, because when you get locked. Hell yeah, because it'd be better than sitting in that cell. Fuck what you talking about. Everybody talk that. I got bond money till you actually have to use it. That might not stop it though,
because eventually, if that nigga have too rough of a time while he's in jail, when he get out, who you think he going to look for?
I don't know.
Not
don't
even
know.
that. There's certain scenarios
keeping it
like I'm not going nowhere. Like I'm not gonna go nowhere. We can argue till we both pass out, but I'm not. No, I'm not going.
Shit. As long as I got money in my motherfucking pocket and some cigarettes, I find a reason to leave that bitch opposed to hitting you. I'm not going. I can't give a like I'm trying to tell you. If you're not trying to harm me, or if you're not trying to harm the kids, and just something that's real detrimental to life, and you just totally going off emotion, then that's one thing. But if you just saying some shit to hurt my feelings, I'm not finna give you the satisfaction. I see. Let me
I
know
don't
how my
think you
back looks.
understand the full spectrum of domestic violence. I think you need to realize that we talking about situations that are not necessarily always provoked. When you talk about domestic violence, you gotta also think of the man that come home drunk because he had a bad day at work and punched the shit out of his wife and she ain't had nothing to do with it.
Oh no, that's just a nigga that's gonna catch his regardless. And I ain't gonna say nigga, I say man. He gonna catch his regardless. Misplaced hate is something that it's like the quickest way that karma works. You bring your ass home and keep hitting her, then you go outside and the bus hits you. So that's I'm talking about the ignorance. Like, okay,
But before we get to the point of the bus hitting them, I'm saying he's asking how do we stop domestic violence?
It's what you
and
pick.
I'm saying, it's a little bit deeper than.
So you standing on that?
Hell yeah! You look, everything was cool. She was beautiful. She was hot. She was just the woman of your dreams and shit. But she was a little bit hood. But that got your ass even a little turned on just by her being that way. You'll watch her disrespect this motherfucker, her family. But then later on down the line, when you finally stood your ground and y'all frequency ain't vibing in parallel like it used to be, now you the bitch. It was cool. Look, for real though, it was cool for you. It was cool for her to do what she was doing to everybody else.
That shit
you
was
would laugh at the shit. Yeah, you knew who the fuck she was. Just like women know what the fuck they picked the first dude. It'd be the same. The second baby daddy be the same dude, but a different face. I'm not trying to hear that shit. All that shit is what you pick.
That's not well.
Come on, man. It's what you pick.
To the rule, so I'm not gonna speak on that because I don't.
No, you gotta speak on that because he just went all the way left and spoke for every. You gotta speak on that.
I told the truth, cuz how you gonna sit up there and whoop her ass though?
I'm gonna
how you gonna put your hand? I got sisters, man. Okay. I got sisters. I got a daughter.
I'm not,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that what you're saying is untrue. I'm saying what you're saying is a skewed. I'm not even gonna say skewed. It's one lane to an entire highway. Is what I'm gonna say.
The best one is the one that's less traveled.
That would be the best one, but it would be real nice if everybody knew how to just pick the best road for them, Mr. Witt. You're talking about a perfect scenario where everybody can identify that their problem is the people that they pick and walk.
I'm talking about learning from your experiences. When Chris Brown did that shit to Rihanna, he was a teenager. Yeah, look, but when Chris Brown did that shit to Rihanna, he was a young boy. You know what I'm saying? He was a kid coming up and all this money you don't know. But then what about the 30-year-olds and the 20-some-year-olds? You've been on this planet long. Like I say, man, I ain't gonna say every situation is the same, but most of them, you know what that motherfucker is. But when they flip and turn on you, now the world's supposed to stop. Nope. You should have left your ass 3 months ago when you seen him run over his cousin. You feel me? Over a basketball game, but that's your man and you stuck with him. Now your ass in the bedroom in the corner and shit like the bitch on.
So are you assuming that the only people that commit domestic violence are thugs?
No, I didn't say that. I said most cases it's not a thug or a street mentality.
I'm asking because those are the only people that you describing. You knew that nigga ran over his cousin. You knew that female was calling all niggas bitches. You knew the people you're describing is a specific set of people. And domestic violence, like I said, is an entire highway with many lanes. You're saying know what you pick and you know who you pick and just up and leave as if you're not talking to people with low self-esteem. Abusers don't pick people with high self-esteem to beat on. It's levels to that shit. Manipulators are not picking people with strong minds to go and punch in the face. I don't think you're understanding the totality of actual abusive relationships and domestic violence and where it comes from. Yes, it grows into that. You are absolutely correct. It starts out with you watching them do it to other people, and then they eventually turn around and come around and do it to you. But in some cases, not that. In some cases, people are abused at home because the person does not have any control outside. So the boss is picking on them, the mama on them, the daddy picks on them, the brother don't like them, but I'm married. So when I'm done dealing with all these assholes outside, I'm gonna come home and take that shit out on you. That's the build and the a big part of the problem when it comes to violence. Then you have the cycle of domestic violence, where the apologies are sincere, where the grief behind feeling bad after beating the dog shit comes, where I pretend like I'm gonna kill myself if you leave, and you're doing this to somebody that already has low self-esteem, possible mental issues, mental health issues. It's much deep. A person with real bad low self-esteem, PTSD, anxiety, and manic depression is not finna leave somebody that love you with all those problems. They're not finna just up and leave. That's just being realistic.
Damn, Mr. Will, I think we lost him. I'm tripping. I think he just fell out. But your biggest thing, you said counseling,
It's just,
in your opinion, was
it's hard. There's no cookie cutter way to stop domestic violence because of number one, there are a lot of different ways to domestically abuse somebody. It's more than just, you have the emotional abuse, you have the mental abuse that comes about as well. So there's more than one way to domestically abuse someone, because the word domestic itself is just at home. It's just at home abuse. Domestic violence is just abuse at home, abuse in any form at home. Domestic violence is not specific to
relationship
necessarily a man and a woman being in a relationship, fist fighting outside.
Man, a domestic violence would be family.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We're talking about an expressway with 5 different lanes to it, and then simply addressing one to stop the whole thing of traffic.
Just we keep it in general. So people that know each other, period. Whether they fucking or not. How do we stop fighting with each other with people that we know and supposedly love? How do we stop?
Be 100.
Well, I do agree with Mr. about being real with yourself. Yeah, abusers are manipulators by heart. That nigga not finna come tell you, and that woman is not finna come tell you, I'm a manipulator. You need to know that. Let's be real about stuff.
That's not what I was saying. What I'm saying is be 100. If you own that bullshit, you better leave right fucking now. We cool right now. You walk away. We can just be friends. I'm telling you. Ain't nobody gonna tell you I'm on bullshit. Hold on, because you talking to one. You talking to one. You talking to one. You talking to one. I tell a motherfucking heartbeat. I don't give a fuck how good your pussy is, how good you treat me, how good everything is right then and there. Like you said, people are manipulative. I'm just letting you know ahead of time, pre-warning you. If you on bullshit, don't think it's sweet, because I'll leave your ass where the fuck you stand in a heartbeat. Okay, I tell everybody that.
You talk about something totally different. You said keep it real from the jump, and I'm telling you,
got to keep it real. No
abuser is into the relationship. No, you can tell a man, if you on that bullshit, I'm leaving you all the fuck you want to. That don't mean that nigga gonna be like, well, I beat bitches. Just letting you know.
That's that nigga that ended up getting shot. That's that end up getting.
That's just not gonna happen.
That's that nigga that ended up getting shot. This ain't back in the day with niggas wearing original wife beaters and shit. This shit is real.
We talking about realistic expectations. We talking about realistic unrealistic expectations. Number one, the problem is that people are expecting to have all them cards on the table, and that's not realistic. Most people have a guard up, especially when you're talking about adults. 9 times out of 10, all of us that had our heart broken at least one motherfucking time. People are not walking in as themselves. They are afraid to turn people off. They're afraid to turn people away. You might be the exception to the rule, but I am generalizing. Most people are not walking in with their flaws on their forehead. Oh yeah, I got a gambling problem. You want some fries with that, baby?
Hell yeah, because we gonna get something to
It's
drink.
just not realistic to expect somebody. It's not realistic to expect an abuser to walk into a relationship 100% honest, because you're asking a manipulator to not manipulate, and that's
I'm just
not
gonna
going
keep it
to
real.
happen.
It takes a manipulator to understand the manipulator and know that motherfucker a mile away. And I started to understand the more you do people
That's right,
in
but everybody don't
with
know
ill
that.
intentions. Listen. The more you do shit to people with ill intentions, and this is just my belief. You're doing it to yourself 10 times fold. You're setting the foundation for future fucking misery and headache. I don't like explaining myself to my parents when I was a shorty. Like, what the fuck I look like explaining myself more than once to your ass. What the fuck make you special? This shit is not back in the day, man. We only special together as far as a relationship. But outside of that, I ain't kissing nobody ass, man. You give a motherfucker too much, they're gonna take. They're gonna take, and they're gonna continue to take, regardless of how good they is and soul sister and all that bullshit. Keep it equal.
And you just proved my point. You just proved my point. People hold back, so you can't tell a motherfucker that it's okay to hold back. That's reality, and then turn around and say keep it real, keep it a buck all the way from the jump. Which one is it?
Man, I'm the real nigga. You getting your ass in this car? No, it's 3 guns in this motherfucker. So you still want to ride? All right then, come on, fuck you mean, because you ain't finna snitch on me later. It goes the same shit.
We are not talking about how to heal unhealthy relationships.
But what I'm trying to say is, okay,
domestic violence.
I'll give you a better point. What I'm saying is, most of these young people and people of certain people, you know who you fucking with. You know, even if you didn't know and you hurried up and hooked up in a relationship, the more time you spend with a person, you know who you fucking with. And you probably laughed and thought it was enjoying to see, you probably enjoyed to see another motherfucker suffer at that person's hand. And you laughed at the shit, but then it flips on you depending on the mood that they go through, because a manipulator has no loyalty to anybody that they can't manipulate. And if you fucking up my shit and you short stopping my grind, now it's your turn. And that's how that shit goes. That's how it's like I said, people look at certain things like if you man, you a possession, just like how they handle their pets, or you know what I'm saying. And the minute that the motherfucker get out of line, now they want to roll up the newspaper and pop their ass on the nose. Like, hell no, this is a free thinking person that can do and say whatever the fuck they please, just like you. But you somewhere along the line thought that you being who you are was so special that this person better not dare say it to you. Fuck no. You gotta let it. You know what you did. That's how it be, man. I'm telling you, I've seen this shit over and over and over again.
I was gonna say this. I was gonna say, don't manipulation go both ways? You know,
yes, but
you got the person that's manipulated, right? So I gotta be green enough or naive enough to even go for your bullshit, correct?
Nah, but prime example, all 3 of us come from the same place. Out of town. Listen. Prime example, all 3 of us come from the same place, but let it out of town to try to run that bullshit. What we own. Exactly. Look where the fuck we come from, bro. Look at the shit we done seen over and over.
That's not the point. That just proves that we're aware and we see it. That don't have nothing to do with the people who are not aware, that are naive and don't see it.
No, I'm saying they are. But you start to.
You're talking
about. No. I don't think that was a good analogy. I think a better analogy is I don't know. I just don't see somebody being manipulated and
man, we just said hands hurt.
Being manipulated, bro. They
We
naive.
just said hands hurt, right? We just said that shit when we was laughing and joking. Now, nigga done smacked the dog shit out you, and you still with him? How's that? The two things you can do to disrespect a motherfucker is spit on them and smack them.
The
No
reason
matter if
why
it's
you don't understand that logic is because you have high self-esteem and you are very aware of yourself.
Right.
Those type of people don't get physically abused in a relationship. There is a type for this, Mr. Witt. The people that you are talking about need to walk away from domestic violence are not the people that are actually really dealing with domestic violence. Because if you can see that shit coming a mile away, you usually leave if you have the capacity to see it. People who
Just
are stuck in domestic violence situations are people who are easily manipulated. They do not have the same brain capacity, thought process, murderous operandi as you do. You cannot compare the entire world. You can't expect the entire world to have your maturity level, and you can't fix everything based on your maturity level
and I don't
and your
expect
level
it.
of
I just voice
understanding a
it.
situation.
I just voice it. Listen, I just voice it. I voice a point of view that if it's heard, and then you weigh the options and you understand that damn, that do make sense. That's all I can really do. But I'm just saying too, I ended off with this. And all that manipulating shit, it don't be fun when the rabbit got the gun, man. You keep on thinking that these people are dumb. You keep thinking that these people are weak, and then they turn around and be the worst murderer you ever met in your fucking life.
But it's only
bitter,
because
scorn,
it's
taking
only
all your
because you
shit.
showed them. You get what I'm saying? Or the person or the manipulator showed them. You know, you did teach me how to kill. I learned from the best.
But what if that person listen? What if that person was already that way and being with you brought it out? That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, a lot of motherfuckers get manipulated and they come from real like deceivable background.
That's true. Well, we can go ahead and pivot into something
else.
They
allow that person. They allow that person to let them do it. They know. But and I'm speaking on the male's behalf. I like that negative shitting on this motherfucker and shitting on that motherfucker. I understand you to be promiscuous and do whatever you please because there's more women doing it nowadays than men. But at the same time, when you try and you what's that old saying? You aspire to deceive. Yeah, man. All that this person this in this situation in 5 different roles, true. But at the same time, it always ends at the same spot. It's only gonna be one victor. And how you gonna beat somebody ass and go in the room and go to sleep? That is the dumbest shit in the world. You living with this person and you think they're gonna keep taking it?
Well, actually, there's gonna be two victims because the person who killed you now they gotta live with themselves the fact that they murdered somebody when they probably ain't had that in them in the first place to begin with, but they had to do it to protect themselves. They still a victim of domestic violence, even though in the end they won, still got beat the fuck up. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, we can say, shit, it's gonna be him in the end, all we want to, but that's ignoring what the fuck they got to go through to get to the point where they defended themselves.
Exactly. And that's what the court gonna tell you. You should have used your motherfucking 2 feet and walked away, picked up the phone, called us, tell it to your attorney. We'll see you next court date. Fuck. All that shit it's not worth it. It's just a headache. They probably
won't tell you that because if you are killing somebody out of self-defense is still self-defense. If you let him beat your ass 101 times, the one time he run up on you and you find something to kill his ass with, you still was inferior to your life.
Yes, but proven without a reasonable doubt.
I'm not saying anything that's not okay. You're not saying anything nobody doesn't know. It's still self-defense. Yeah. It doesn't change that it's self-defense. Whether or not it's proved is based on the actual situation. But you asking me to prove it on a hypothetical that don't involve nobody.
And guess what? When you finally go through some strenuous shit such as that, right? In the future, like you said, I move on a higher self-esteem, but that don't mean that I wasn't manipulated in my life either. Just because a nigga say all this shit now, but I'm looking at the age that I'm at, so you can understand as far as experience, you learn. I'm just telling people for future reference, just look at this. Think about all the time that you could have been doing something else when you decided to stay right there and deal with it? Was that point really that serious to prove? Because understand, like you said, it's the headache that comes behind it. Everybody ain't with that shit. Like I just told you earlier, hey, talk that bond money shit till you got to spend it, and that goes out of the realm of domestic violence. That's just confrontation in general.
Ain't no bond on domestic, but I want to say,
right,
because I do want to pivot.
Go ahead, man. Play Isla Iverson right quick.
Real quick. What other subjects we got?
I mean, I don't know. That shit had me there. I was already wrapped up right there.
Let's
You know, because I'm not talking to a woman that I don't consider to be a woman. Her opinion is respected. So we're minds coming together. So it's eventually.
I'm like,
What'd she say?
I keep wanting to go back. I keep wanting to go back to how we fix it. It seems like we keep deviating and going on to what the end result is going to be and what could happen and what the person is setting themselves up for if they continue to manipulate people and what type of person gets manipulated, as opposed to actually answering the question, because the question was, how do you fix this? And your response was, just leave. And then you are saying, I'm just giving people a perspective to look at. But in actuality, you gave people an answer that all they have to do is get up and leave. And I'm explaining from a psychological standpoint, not just from an experienced vantage point, not just from I've seen this in the streets a bunch of times, so this is what I'm looking at. I'm saying from a psychological standpoint, if it was that easy for people who are being abused to leave, there would be no domestic violence. Clearly, it's not easy for people who are being domestically abused to leave. It's not hard to identify that they're being abused, because most of the time they either find somebody to tell or they work on convincing themselves how it's not going to happen again. And they don't get there by themselves, and they don't get to a point of domestic abuse it don't happen overnight. And this is why I'm saying, even though you're saying, this motherfucker is like this, this motherfucker is like this, that's not true. I know a bunch of men in my family, more so. I know men in my family with hands and bad tempers and will knock a nigga out in the streets that would never put their hands on the woman. They'll call a bitch in the street a bitch in a hot ass second and will never disrespect their wife. I know too many men that are like that have what's called self-control to keep that street shit in the streets and take and be men when they are at home. So it is real easy to manipulate a woman to believe that you will not hit her, to get her to fall in love with you, because women love hard. When they do fall in love, they love hard. So you pick a weak woman and you love her with the most tremendous love she's ever seen in her life. We're talking flowers every day. We're talking dates 2-3 times a week. We're talking use of the credit card. I will buy your clothes. I will pay your rent. I will wash your car, because they want to get married real quick. And they knock these women head over heels to where she's in love. Once you're in love, it's hard for you to leave me, because if I punch your ass and I tell you I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. I swear, I don't know what came over me. I've never been like this before. I'll never do it again. I'll kill myself if you leave. I can't live without you. A person with mental illnesses, PTSD of any type, depression of any type, manic depressive of any type, self-esteem issues of any type, uses their love for people to heal themselves. So if you tell me you're going to kill yourself, I don't want to carry that guilt. I'll stay. I believe you won't hit.
Fuck
I
that, pop
believe you
yourself,
won't
because
do
nigga,
that
if
no
I
more because you
stay,
don't want to see
you
me
might
cry.
pop me.
Nah. I will. How
Fuck
about?
that.
I wanted to say this
You're
too.
coming from.
All the female got to do is mention the gun. I'm
Go
out.
ahead.
Fucking.
Do
All the
we?
female got to do is mention it.
Do we come into the relationship with this on our minds and souls? I'm asking Mr. Witt. Do we come in every relationship thinking that this is a possibility? Or can
No,
we possibly come
it's
into a relationship with a pure heart and saying, I'm a take this as a single experience, nothing like anything I've ever been through before. I'm not gonna say this a repeat of anything.
I think that taking it as a single experience, I'll just answer your question in reverse mode. I think that's setting yourself up for failure. We all supposed to learn from that bullshit some kind of way. The first person that did you wrong, you didn't think they was gonna do it, but they did it and fooled you. Fool me once, you know the rest of the slogan. I'm just saying, give it a chance, but pay attention. Pay attention. If it's against your moral code, why should you let that person slide if you wouldn't do that shit? But yet and still, you still sharing company with that person. Eventually, more time spent, more conversations had is gonna reveal the person.
You in love, they don't do it until they sure you're not gonna leave. They don't do that shit until they. Well, I ain't gonna say sure, but sure in their mind. They don't go into domestic violence until they feel like they are in a position that they know that you're going to take that shit. Manipulators don't do stuff haphazardly.
Prime example, what's that new movie that's on Netflix with Omar Epps and what's her name? Nia Long.
I heard it was trash, so I ain't watching.
Yeah. But that's the same shit. Along the way, he showed a little slick shit, but she overlooked it. Nope. You better pay attention. That's all I'm saying. I got sisters, man. I don't want nobody to put their hands on my sister, but at the same time, I understand that they all got flip ass mouths. And I'll be telling them, watch what you say. You're not a man. No matter what you say or do, if he decide to put his hands on you, you're going to have to get to the phone to call somebody. By that time, a motherfucker gone. You see what I'm saying? You have to understand, man. Everybody is too bold.
Like me.
Yeah, I don't know, man, because the morals, like you said, the people in your family, they are
put your hands on me, these motherfuckers.
A older type of person that respect, like you said, they'll call a female in the street a bitch, but go home and won't never touch their wife. But I guarantee you, their wife ain't like that bitch in the street. And if they show some kind of form of a sign of that being their personality, then I don't think it'll never make it to that. I think people be lying to themselves, saying that this person is going to change or they're going to mold that person into whoever they want them to be, and overlooking who they was from day one. That's the problem. Stop overlooking shit. Shut the fuck up. Let that person do more talking than you, and then you'll know. If they be around their family and be all phony and then get back in the car when y'all going home, I can't stand that bitch. Who you talking about? My mama. Like, damn. If she think that way about her family, what makes you think eventually when you piss her off that bad, she ain't gonna think the same way about you? You just got to pay attention, man. That's all I got to say about that one. They're going to pivot, Charlie.
I mean, I guess you kind of gotta. I mean, that's. I'm just gonna have to change that one up because I know motherfuckers who got bogus ass parents and couldn't wait till they got out their house. They good to the people that's around them, but they shitty to their parents because their parents wasn't shit.
Mm-hmm. And let that person start acting like their parents.
As
I don't know, man.
if your parent is a shitty person and the person starts acting like a shitty person, then I expect for them to I expect for you to turn on them if they act like shit. I said the parent was a shitty parent. Your response was,
like I say, with experience and age, you change your mind, man. Hello?
Go ahead. She got a delay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I I think it's with experience, like I said, age. The older that you get, the more things that you do, and you will figure shit out if you smart enough and don't think that the world owes you something. You know, you can't keep chasing the same things. You can't keep doing the same things and expecting different results because of who you are. What makes you special over everybody else? You know, you have to pay attention to what you allow in your circle. If you know you feel that energy, but you think you being you, whether it be female or male, that shit don't apply to you, or that person won't do you like that. But now, like you said, motherfucker, wait till you fall in love. Now you stuck and you done fucked around and married the worst person on this planet. And now you sitting up there talking your friend's ear off because you tired of going through that shit. I think that's very, very fucking dumb and asinine.
That's something that you it is asinine to a person who has a set mindset. Go ahead,
sticking to this spirit of relationships, Kanye West sends Kim Kardashian as an apology for his previous tweets. How we feel?
That's because they went and took up. They got that get out shit back in him, man. That's all it was, man. That man told the truth.
We really gonna
say he been trying to divorce her for years.
I believe he owed him that apology.
Yeah, I believe it.
Unpopular opinion. He owed Kim that apology. Anytime anything goes on when it comes to Kanye and the public, Kim got his motherfucking back. Kim don't let no motherfucking body talk about Kanye. She is constantly telling people he a genius, respect his creative mind, respect his creative thought process, let him do what he need to do. You need to be understanding, leave him alone. She went at Taylor Swift ass with the quicks. Hey bitch, I got the receipts. You're not coming for my man. That you not even with this. Kanye just went on a platform and told everybody that she was finna abort her first fucking born child. That's private as hell. And the first thing that came out of her mouth is, if anybody knows how difficult it is to deal with bipolar depression, and you understand that this could be difficult for everybody around us. We're just asking that you be more understanding. Stop making memes. Stop making fun of my husband. She ain't even talk about the fact that what the fuck he did that hurt her. She still went on the defense for him while he calling her mama Kim Jong Chris Jong. That's what he called that. He out here calling the mama. He done went and told everybody the movie Get Out is about him. His baby was getting ready to get aborted and cried all over fucking TV. And the first thing she did was defend him. He owed her that motherfucking apology.
I mean, I still say that bitch a witch, but I hear your point of view. I hear what you say.
She was a good witch, goddamn.
Right. Yeah, it's cool. Good witch, bad witch.
She defended him before she defended her mama.
Yeah, I look at her like that too, but only thing I say she been sticking with the nigga for a minute. If it was about the money, in my opinion, she'd have been left with half. She got it secured. There's nothing holding her back. And another thing I wanted to look at, because he was bogus for how he went at it, in my opinion, for them being together so long and him just lashing out like that. I knew he was gonna bug up and apologize. All this shit. To me, it'd be a publicity stunt. What y'all think? Is it real?
I think so too. But at the same time, man, one thing I'm gonna say about the whole shit, and Dave Chappelle said it before in one of his little interviews. I think it was the what's the dude, the Beyond the Stage or some shit. But he was telling people the worst thing you can do is dismiss a person or label a person crazy because it's dismissive. You know what I'm saying? He's been known to do so much dumbass, wild ass shit that when he be telling the truth, it's hard to believe what he's saying. This time, he ain't never said no shit like this, bro.
What did he say exactly that you hold to be true?
And what you said, she's to get out. And I've been trying to divorce her ass for years.
I was gonna believe that too, but then he gave his reason why. I say, because she went and it just sounded like some punk jealous shit, man. Some little boy shit. Because she went to meet with Meek Mills for some shit that's helping people. Come on, bro.
That just sound like some real
childish shit.
It sounds like it, but shit, just look at it both ways, man. Look at it both ways.
And I couldn't see myself telling my wife she couldn't go
you
meet.
Not him. You speaking from a sound mind.
I'm broke. And wouldn't mad at my wife going to go meet fucking.
No, I ain't talking about. I said a sound mind. Pretty Nerd just said it before. He is a manipulator, you know, and he's been able to manipulate so many different things: music, fashion, all that shit. You said what?
I have an unpopular.
I figured that, but this nigga, I don't know, man. I
got an unpopular opinion.
That shit funny. We keep on trying to judge them away of how we would do. Nah, we not.
Because we all humans. At the end of the day, I gotta look at them like a human. Because they're not gods. They not fucking. We gotta stop doing that. They not fucking and none of that. They human beings just like that.
I don't know, man. I still think them motherfuckers.
Here's something to try on for size. I got something to try on for you guys. Here's a theory to try on for size.
Okay.
What if Kanye is actually bipolar?
Right.
If the nigga is off his meds, this is indicative of a manic episode.
Yes, but that's
said he was bipolar. He's the first person to tell everybody that he was bipolar. So if we talking about Kanye going on a rant and we want to believe the things that he says, Kanye is the one that told everybody that he is bipolar. So why would we believe everything else and not believe that?
Your bipolar is convenient to your album dropping. Fuck that. I don't believe that.
She still looked like she played on.
I can't say his bipolar to his album drop. You go to his even just looking at that major transformation to him going into gospel. He didn't have no bipolar episode when that gospel album dropped.
Are you serious? That's the definition of a bipolar episode, Nisha. That's the definition of it. It's cool. It's cool and hot. It's not no middle. That's the definition of it. He went from praise Jesus. He went from praise Jesus to I'm running for president. All of the conspiracies are true. The movies is all about me. Come on, all this shit is crazy. That is bipolar. I don't believe none of that shit.
What I'm saying is, what I should have said is stunt. What I'm saying is, he didn't put on a bipolar stunt for the gospel album. He just went to church, let everybody know he was dropping that motherfucker, and he dropped it.
No, what I'm saying he went on tour with a church. He went on tour. He begged the whole country for money and got tax-free money. And then we looked up, this nigga was in Forbes. Come on, man. He's a manipulator. He is. He's a true manipulator.
I'm not gonna say he's not a manipulator, because you have to be a manipulator to make it in the music industry. You got to know how to work them contracts to get what you need to get yourself on top and to stay relevant. So I'm not gonna say he's not a manipulator, but I'm not gonna say that he don't have bipolar.
He bipolar, and she got a broom, and she got a wand. She was on motherfucking Harry Potter. You just didn't see her cameo, nigga. They both on the real.
I ain't fucking with you.
That's why I say we are not them, man. We haven't made the decisions that they've made in life, regardless of money. I'm talking about as moral decisions and all of that shit. So
we do.
The shit that they do, we always gonna look back and say, this nigga. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, look at, you said that bipolar shit. How many? I can count shit. I don't know. I think it's about 15 in my family off back that's bipolar. Right. That shit ain't no fucking excuse. You still can
at that, but
right. You feel me? That's not an excuse.
Levels in it. So
that motherfucker, he look like he's scared.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not making no excuse for it. I'm saying him crying and all of that shit and all that extra shit. He could have had him a bipolar moment and then went on ahead and fed off of that and used that, you know what I'm saying, manipulated the situation off of that. It could be a combination of all of those things.
Did you see the movie Get Out?
Yes.
When that
I've
bitch
seen,
hit that motherfucking teacup with that
I've
spoon,
seen
he
the
started
movie.
crying. Dude, he looked like he's scared. Help me, nigga.
Yeah, the difference is he wasn't him and Kanye cry. Him and Kanye cry was two totally different cries, Mr. Witt. Him sitting there
Yeah.
stuck, unable to move his body in paralysis while tears fall down his face is totally different from
No, that was no. They did that shit to his ass backstage, and he got on stage. No, that shit wore off on stage, and he came out of it like, oh shit, I can tell somebody, help, this bitch is crazy. I've been trying to leave her for years. Her mama, shit, she Kim Jong-un. Oh, please. Next thing you know, I'm sorry. Look. And 2 years and 2 days later, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. What the fuck? Yeah, okay. Oh shit.
I dated somebody bipolar. It sounds very bipolar. But we've been talking about the Kardashian curse forever. Dude, I would definitely believe that he was spilling some beans because he was, you know what I'm saying? He was, free, basically. He was in that free state of mind where I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want to say. Fuck what they talking about. But at the end of the day, I still believe he owed Kim that apology. I don't know how much of what the fuck he was saying was true, but I do believe he owed her that apology. As far as Kris Jenner and them, like I said, Kim ain't came out and defended her mama.
At all. Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
That should tell you something right there.
Yeah, so I'm not.
She was just on the video not to look. Cause Kim ain't no hoe. She was just on the video whooping her sister ass not too long ago. That nigga was screaming for help.
He ain't whooped that girl ass. She punched her once and then got her ass. Kylie beat her ass.
Nah, she gave her a 2-piece.
Kylie
that shit was spicy too. Them motherfuckers is nuts.
I said when I seen that clip, I said she was hanging around Kanye too damn long. She said, "Don't you ever come at me? Don't you ever come at me like that? Don't you ever come at me again?"
Okay.
Goddamn. She used a lingo now. Don't you ever come at me like that?
Look, I remember Bewitched. God damn it, I know how that shit goes. You better stop it. Hell no. I don't know, man. I've been sipping a little wine. I'm dead serious though. Real talk. I mean, I don't know. It's relationships.
I don't know what they got going on in the Kardashian household, because the ain't the youngest sister the one that keep trying to lead the family too? She keep quitting shit.
Hold on. Shit. And then I just look.
I don't want to live here no more.
The connection. She was the younger sister they got. There was with that Megan Thee Stallion shit. They was just leaving her crib. Look what happened.
What I'm saying, yeah, it's crazy.
Well, okay. Kylie was the one that had got that other boy baby. What damn other rapper she got a baby by? She got a baby by a rapper.
Travis Scott.
Nigga don't got no career no more neither. He fell into the curse.
Don't do that, nigga.
Is it Travis Scott is her baby daddy? Yeah.
Dude got a career.
I've been sipping a little myself.
I'm gonna say, dude got a career now. I don't know, man. It comes a point in time, like everybody's shit gonna get aired out. You talking about look? You say Kanye was bogus. You say Kanye was bogus, but Jay-Z and Beyonce talked about some shit.
As far as what?
Cheating.
But Jay-Z and Beyonce agreed upon it. They agreed to speak about it.
What dude go say?
Kim had no idea Kanye was finna go on the podium with the ugly cry and say she tried to kill her baby.
This is the same dude that said Bush don't like black people. I mean, people work with me.
What's about work with me?
Black people is not the same as my wife was gonna kill
but
my
the shock
baby.
value, the shock value that came. Listen, no. The shock value that came with that statement. You seen Mike Myers standing next to him, like, what the fuck you just say? He been let you know he don't give a fuck what he say. He been let you know. Keep dismissing that shit as bipolar, but in them shoes still look cold, though. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a dismissal. It's not a dismissal to acknowledge a part of what the problem is. You know, it's not dismissing it as bipolar. It's acknowledging that he has something that attributes to the shit that he does. He was bipolar then. It ain't like he just became bipolar. The nigga been bipolar. But even with him not being, the reason why I'm saying that there's a difference is him saying Bush don't care about black people is him saying that he don't have a reason to hide how he feels about politics. That's something totally different from telling the entire world about something private that involves the aborting your child. That's something you don't have to you shouldn't have to discuss with nobody whether or not you're gonna go tell everybody Bush
Man, it's 2020. That shit hit you hard from a female standpoint. I can sympathize with that, but it's 2020. Motherfuckers saying any and everything now. So all the old morals, that shit out the window with certain people.
That don't make it okay. Now you dismissing it as 2020. Now you just gonna dismiss it as it's 2020.
Speaking of morals, I don't know if y'all know Super Scent, but according to the Tea Room, Super Scent's fiance Lou speaks out amidst allegations of him having relations with a minor. Are y'all familiar with the story?
No, I don't even know who Super Scent is.
I am not familiar with the story. I am familiar with Super Scent.
Super Scent has been allegedly having relations with a minor. He's saying he didn't know she was the age that she is. She lied, obviously. But they got a text message between him and the teen. How do we feel about I guess young females lying about their age or older guys?
Is it set? Is it SET?
Super CENT cents. Like 50 cents. Super cents.
Oh.
Super Scent.
Let me see what you're talking about.
Okay, so here we go. Let's do this. I have a couple of things I need to ask. Number one, how old is the girl?
She is 17 years old. There's audio of her letting him know that she is 17. Super Scent's baby daddy? You say how old is he?
Mm-hmm.
I think he said he's 30. He's in his 30s.
Now I think he older than that. Super Scent old as hell. So well, let me not say old as hell. Let me not say that.
Well, I want to say at the time of the allegation,
I'm gonna get up a little bit myself. Because it's hard for me at the age of 35 to say that I had a conversation with a 17-year-old, even a mature 17-year-old, and didn't know that they was damn near fresh out of high school.
So that's not an excuse. I give you that because it is.
And it
what kind of conversation is you having with a 17-year-old?
It ain't shit. What type of conversation with this damn girl that you felt like she was in her 30s? You not finna tell me this 17-year-old is working 40 hours, got a 401k, you know. I mean, and I can't even say that because it's a lot of 17-year-olds that do go out on their own. And it is a lot of 17-year-olds that graduate at 17. So I'm not going to say that. That's why I said that you could tell they fresh out of high school. Like, what type of music is she listening to? You not telling me this motherfucker was little Isley Brothers and no shit like that. This motherfucker ain't listening to no Juvenile.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
Y'all ain't never went to the movies together. Like you had to have had several conversations with this girl. And there's no way you're telling me you had several conversations with this 17-year-old and you didn't say, "Hey, shawty, how old is you?" For real.
Right, I
You
think
didn't tell me you didn't go meet this girl, friends. You ain't met nobody that this girl know. You just didn't know that you was fucking a 17 because 17-year-olds ain't to go tell nobody nobody who their boyfriend is, right?
exactly.
You ain't got this girl Facebook, nothing.
Oh, okay.
Bullshit. I'm with Mr. Witt on this one, and it's 2020. It's 2020.
I want to play the devil's advocate. I've been 17 before. I'm not a female, but just saying I sexually active at, at 17. Not to make that an excuse. Me being in my 30s now, but you say he's 40. Is it a 40-year-old man saying, "Damn, I got a young lady that's attracted to me"? Is it her pursuing him, or how does that go? And is that even an excuse? If she's pursuing me, because I think this was through DM. Is how they was replying to each other.
It's not an excuse because at some point it went beyond the DM. So I can get engaging in the DM not knowing how old somebody is, because that text conversation is way different from having a real conversation over the phone and in person. When you get to a point where y'all are in person and having real conversation and sitting around each other to where you're having a relationship or some form of relationship, then you have to ask yourself, you know what I'm saying? Even if she's young, yes, she's pretty, but damn, like, girl, how old are you? This shit.
Right.
Who talking to little kids? That's like a little fucking kid. There's nobody that I know that's 40 years old that doesn't see a 20-year-old as a kid.
But we was talking about that high confidence. It's 40-year-olds with low confidence that see that. Just saying, not saying on those sick shit, just not getting no attention from anybody. He might see that and say, "Damn, I didn't know I was like this, that, and the third." The 17-year-old might be the manipulator in this situation. I guess that's the point I'm making.
And it's difficult to accept that an adult allowed a child to manipulate them, because at that point, she manipulator, you're the manipulator. You know she likes you, so you're gonna take advantage of that. So that at any point when somebody says, "Hey man, what was you doing?" you can say, "She was talking to me."
I want to put what I'm saying in perspective. So we got a 17-year-old girl that's into materialistic things, purses, shoes, diamonds, you name it, etc. She sees an older guy who may be what you call a lame green. He may have a few. You get what I'm saying? What?
That does. It's still. I have a 10-year-old niece. If in 2 years she told me she manipulated a 40-year-old to get a purse, I'm beating the shit out of everybody involved.
Come on. Now there we go. I want to see who's personally should be held accountable for shit like that. And I think, yeah.
It is the adults. The children think they know what children at that age. I remember being 17 and 8. I remember wanting to make my own decisions, and I could do what I want, woo, woo, blah blah blah, all that. I remember all of that shit. It is the adult responsibility to say, "Baby girl, I got grandkids.
I'm done.
I need not involve your life into my life. I need not bring you into my life because I cannot offer you a healthy relationship right now. And what I is probably end up hurting you because I cannot give you the healthy relationship that you are looking for at 17. Even if it involves just you being taken care of, you're going to get funny looks. You're going to get stares. You're going to constantly be exposed explaining yourself, constantly explaining myself, and you're going to be in an uncomfortable space that no child should have to be in at 17 years old.
I understand.
And who understands what this relationship can put you through. I need to be responsible enough to say, this ain't for us. I love the way you look. Reality is cool. I have a great time when I'm hanging with you. But the type of shit that's going to come behind us fucking around with each other don't need to happen.
That was powerful.
You deserve to enjoy your life. You deserve to enjoy your childhood. You deserve to live. I've had my 17 and 18 already. You live yours healthily.
Right.
And my desires don't trump your need to grow up healthily.
Discipline, yeah. That was powerful.
My lack of attention at home. I ain't got nobody that like me, and you so pretty. Y'all don't. No, motherfucker. It's not that child's responsibility to make you feel good about yourself, and it is your ability to protect her or him, for that matter, because it's old ass bitches that's out here touching on boys at you 16 and 17 years old, and people's aunties and your mama friend and the old lady down the street want to invite you in, and that's how she gonna pay to get her grass cut. This bitch, that is molestation. It's not a child's responsibility to make you feel good. You affection. Learn how to love your motherfucking self. That shit be blowing the hell out of me. All of the excuses don't come up with to put responsibility on a child for some shit that's gonna affect the rest of their life that you already went. You went through the rest of your life already, motherfucker. Let me live mine.
That was powerful. I want to close out right here.
That touched me in a whole other wrong way. People do that way too often. Other people in responsibility of their affection and the way they feel. You need to be uncomfortable for the rest of your life because I don't feel loved right now. You need to deal with the backlash of what's gonna come with fucking with me because right now I don't feel good. So fuck with you. Help me. My needs is more important right now. That's irresponsible and it's selfish.
It is. That's selfish.
It's so selfish.
It is.
He's wrong. Powerful. He dead ass motherfucking wrong, and he knew that well that girl was not in his fucking age bracket. He knew good and goddamn, especially you said Super Sense baby daddy.
Oh, Super Sense is a female. See, I'm getting it confused. So Super Sense is the female.
Yeah, Super Sense is a girl.
Okay, yeah. So her baby dad, fiance, excuse me, met up allegedly.
Even worse, so he in a whole relationship, fucking with some little young ass fucker he done met on the goddamn internet, talking about she was trying to talk to me first. So what? You could have shut that shit down. You an adult. You supposed to shut that shit down. I don't give a fuck what body type she is. Because when I was a kid and when I was 14, my best friend was able to tell niggas she was 19 and they believed them. This bitch ain't even have an 8th grade fucking education. You hadn't graduated or nothing and had grown ass niggas numbers in her fucking phone.
But that's what I asked you earlier.
Is
that a manipulation on her part as well? For her to see, do you think she even truly deceived them, or are you just saying they didn't give a fuck?
I'm saying both. She deceived them by lying in the first place, but she was able to leave her house whenever she wanted to. She was able to get out and go ride the bus in the middle of the goddamn night. She had a body that was stacked like a 19-year-old. She definitely was built like it, but the conversation wasn't there.
So a red flag.
The conversation was that of an 8th grader.
And an adult male should have knew that and shut it down. I'm with that. That's powerful. I want to close out.
And then there's other things that go into that because Now you want to go on dates. Where we gonna go? I ain't got no ID. So when we go to have drinks, now you gotta buy my margarita. I gotta come up with excuses on why I can't have a drink with you at the bar. Why I can't meet you at the bar.
Right.
I gotta wait till I get my allowance so I can take you out because I ain't got no job. And when you ask me why I ain't filled out no application, now about why I ain't got no fucking job.
Real spill. Now that's powerful.
That shit is it doesn't make any sense to have a conversation with a child and you 20 years older than them and no. Unless you okay with talking to people that's mentally not there.
That's why I say I want to say some of this
which
for
is
next
even
week.
more manipulated.
I want to, but that's why I say it's tricky. So I want to talk about some of this next week if we can to get in depth. Hopefully we can have Mr. Witt stick in through the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I'm with it.
Anybody else who watching, thank y'all. Don't forget to smash that like button.
Say that because I might be the Teddy Riley. Not good. He was Teddy Riley this week. I was Teddy Riley last week.
All right, so we gonna get up next week. Same bad time, same bad place. Talk TV Roundtable. Truly appreciate it. Thank everybody. I'm gonna put your. Next week, y'all. Saturday, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. I'm not sure specific and all of that other good stuff, but thank y'all. Talk TV Live Roundtable. I'm Fella T, Pretty Nerd Nisha. We out.
I'm Pretty Nerd Nisha. Bye.